Hi, I'm Andrew Sears, and welcome to lesson one of City Vision's Introduction to Management and Leadership. I'm really excited about this course, and I think that you're going to get a lot out of this. So, this course really is trying to combine two books. One is The First Time Manager. So, this is the seventh edition, it's by the American Management Association. I've looked at hundreds of books in management. This is by far the best book and the most used book to help equip managers to be a first-time manager. Then the second book we're going to do, many of you are probably familiar with John Maxwell. His most famous book is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. We're going to be going over that also. Some of you may have read this, but I encourage you to revisit that. So the course outcomes is what you're going to be able to do after completing this course. So one of the things we're going to have you do is just reflect on the principles of management and leadership and apply that in your context, but also especially reflect on what's unique about a Christian approach to management and leadership, and particularly focus on servant leadership and cross-cultural leadership. And then the third thing you're going to be doing is you'll be able to develop best practices training guide for employees to transition to first-time managers. If you are transitioning, this basically will be a guide for you. And then we'll have you take a DISC assessment, and we'll use that. Some of you are familiar with the DISC personality profile. It's one of the most widely used personality profiles, especially among Christians for a variety of reasons. And you'll create a leadership development plan across 8 leadership dimensions related to your DISC personality profile. We're going to have you interview existing managers to identify key practical factors needed to prepare. So, we don't want you just learning from books. We want you to learn from people. So we're going to have a couple of interviews in that. And then in week 4, we're going to have you write a management skills development plan for yourself as a manager, focusing on this is kind of the synthesis of the management side. And then in week 8, we're going to have you do a synthesis of the entire course, looking at both a management and leadership philosophy and action plan. So that's kind of an overview of what you'll be able to do. This is an outline of what you'll do week to week. The first 4 weeks are focused on management and the transition from employer to manager, the duties of management, and the 8 dimensions of leadership, relationships, and working with people. And then week 4 is going to be focused on that development plan, the management skills development plan. And then the last 4 weeks is going to be focused on leadership, going through the 21 laws, but also looking at some particular things like cross-cultural leadership and Christian leadership and servant leadership. And as I mentioned, you're going to finish with this action plan at the end. So in each of our courses, we try to explain kind of the learning theory. So as you go through and you read these books and you watch the videos, take notes, and then you're going to have a learning journal you're going to be doing every week. So for the first 4 weeks, it's going to cover the first book, and the second 4 weeks is going to cover the second book. And part of that is just for you to summarize what you learned, but apply it into your context. And you're going to be doing, similar reflection in live meetings and forums. And then in the assignments, you're going to be applying things, analyzing, evaluating. And the 2 major projects in the course are in week 4, the management skills development plan, and week 8, your management and leadership philosophy and action plan. It's just worth emphasizing. Look how much, what percentage of your total grade some of these projects are worth, because those projects are worth a lot more of your total grade. The last thing I want to end with is just explain to you how this course fits into other courses. So ideally, you would have taken our Org 101 course, Introduction to Nonprofit and Ministry Management, and our Ministry 101 course, Vocation, Calling, and Purpose of Work. And that's going to help you develop a job plan and a life plan. And then that goes into kind of some of our intermediate courses. So Introduction to Management and Leadership, Nonprofit Human Resources is going to cover much more of the procedural and legal aspects. Yeah, I jokingly call that, so you've become a manager, how do you avoid being sued? Because there's a lot of, things you just can't do without, opening up your organization to big legal risk. And then many of you are working in cross-cultural contexts. So the intro course for that for us is Cross-Cultural Management and Ministry. And really our goal is, after you take these 5 courses, you kind of have the academic background to be a first-time manager. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be ready in all aspects. There's a lot of things, where people have to get their character, they have to get their skills, they have to get, they have to practice this. So hopefully you'll have chances to do that in your organization. And then once you're ready to be a first-time manager, then you can go into specialized and advanced skills through City Vision's courses, whether that goes into executive leadership or whatever division that you're in, maybe specific programmatic skills or development skills. So hopefully you find this helpful. If you have any questions, please let your faculty member know. Thanks a lot.